power in my phone just went, and I had to get it back at the last minute, and it fell out because also the tripod thing that keeps it on has also broken. Look at this. I had loads of selfie sticks and they've all fallen apart and I can't get them on anymore. And so I don't know whether this will stick here. Hello, Philip. And I also have a different guitar because I gave my other guitar away, and now this is the only one that's here to stay. I gave my guitar to my niece because I didn't have a ukulele. I said I would give her the ukulele because she actually wanted a trombone, but I was going to give her the ukulele, but then I couldn't find it, and then I gave her a guitar, and that's all. And so I've got this one instead. I had another guitar, so it's fine. There's a couple of broken ones at the back too. Doesn't really matter. My brother said, "Are you sure you use that one in your videos?" I'm like, "How do you know? You don't watch my videos. I'm sure you don't. Why does it even matter? I can't play anyway. It doesn't really matter." So it doesn't matter if I have a black guitar or a tiny little guitar, which is probably best for an 8-year-old anyway, because it's too small for me. And this one's probably the right size, but I'm not used to it. It's a bit out of tune, I think. It's been in the back room for a couple of years. Trombone. Exactly. Exactly. She wants to learn the trombone, but she'd settle for a ukulele, so I gave her a guitar. Meh. But apparently she's happily strumming the guitar, so trombone for Christmas maybe. Yay! Yeah, la, 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 la. You can sing if you've got a guitar, if you can sing obviously, but you can't sing with a trombone. Well, you can, but it sounds like this. If you try to sing with the trombone, obviously. With the trombone makes a noise as well. Like that. That's what you sound like if you sing with a trombone, with a trombone. Yes. Oh, God. I should learn to play the guitar. So, my fingers, I keep burning my fingers. I keep getting cuts on my fingers, and I wonder why. And now I'm like, maybe it's the guitar. Maybe that is why I've got cuts all over my fingers, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? So this has been a week of hot and cold, a week of me meaning to go to Cardiff for an event, getting to Cardiff, and then going, oh, because usually I like stay at a Travelodge if I have to stay in Cardiff, and Travelodges are the cheapest, and they're between like 30 and 50 pounds. It's gone as far as 70 pounds sometimes, and I've been like, oh, that's too much for a Travelodge with like yellow sheets and lumpy pillows, and it seems like Murder Hotel most of the time. And also the scandal about them letting people in with the key cards and stuff. It's a bit much. So I was like, oh, that's fine, I'll have a look. So I turned up, because usually they've got dynamic pricing, and usually after 12, it goes down. So that's what I did. So I went to the event, went to Cardiff, I was all set to go. I was like, I'll check hotels. £175 was the cheapest one. I was like, I do not think so. So I went to Barry Island instead. Barry Island, did you see? I went to Barry Island. I went for a walk. So I wasn't in the mood anyway. I wasn't in the mood. I was like, by the time I got there, I'd had a bad day. I've had a bad week. You know, when you've had like bad couple of days and everything's falling apart and nothing's really working, and you're like, I'll go to that event and that'll cheer me up, and then you realise that you've got no way of getting back. If you don't get a hotel room, then you're stuck on the street all night. And I didn't really want to stay on the street in Cardiff, I'm sure. The streets of Cardiff are paved with gold. But probably not. I didn't want to do that. So 170 was the cheapest hotel in the entire city, and most of them were out. And I was like, what's going on? Is there an event? Apparently there was some concert with somebody. I can't remember who. Oh yeah, Richard Ashcroft. So Richard Ashcroft had taken my hotel. It's his fault. Like when I was in Edinburgh last time, he was. I could hear him, so I've listened to his concert. I already know because Oasis were playing, and you're like, I think they're at Murrayfield, and you're like, where we were staying. Hang on, what's that? I can hear a Verve song. What? Is Richard Ashcroft doing some sort of support act? Yes, it turned out. Yes, I wasn't imagining things. Verve is in the air. Anyway, not the verb, just Richard Ashcroft. So that's the fault of him. That's why I couldn't stay anywhere. And also, what's happened here? Chat's gone. Again! Oh. Right, so it stayed for a minute and now it's all gone. What's the top fans? Oh, top fans are Fingal and Philip Story. The only 2 people here. You're the tops. You're the Tower of Pisa. You're the tops. You're a blue museum. That's a different verse. You're coming back. Your friend is there. Did you find out recently, yesterday in fact, that the last words of George Gershwin, who didn't write that because it's a Cole Porter song, but the last words of George Gershwin were Fred Astaire. That's the last thing he said before he collapsed. Fred Astaire. That's interesting last words. I asked my dad, what do you think his last words were? And he says, I need longer, or it's not long enough. It was like, that's a good guess, because I think he was only 38 or something. But that's not what it was. Fred Astaire. Interesting. But, yeah. Cole Porter's last words were, I don't know, because I wasn't there. Yeah. Nobody's, I can't believe that. Super chat. No chat. Top chat. All chat. Live chat I put on, and no chat's come up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I saw the chat for 2.5 seconds. And I said, thank you, Fingal. Hello, Fingal. Hello, Philip. And I don't know who else is here, but it says 2. So I'm assuming that's only 2 people. And I can't see you. But anyway, I went to Barry Island and I just walked around and I was like, So I got my feet wet. And very, very sandy. I still had sand in my shoes when I came home because I'd forgotten to bring a towel. And I had brought a swimming costume, but I didn't use the swimming costume because I hadn't brought a towel. And also, I had 2 big bags because I was planning on staying overnight in Cardiff. So I was like, there was no swimming pool that I could have gone to in Cardiff. I'm not sure why I brought the swimming costume. I thought maybe on the way back, maybe I'll go swimming. But the local swimming baths, you have to book it online. So I probably wouldn't have actually done that. And I didn't do that. So I came back the same day. I didn't start. I was briefly considering staying at the seaside. I was like, well, maybe Barry Island's got cheap hotels. No, Barry Island did not have any cheap hotels. And they were all far away from the island. You'd have to go to Barry or Penarth or somewhere else that's not Barry Island, because there used to be Barry Butlins on the headlands, but that isn't there anymore. So I suppose I could have knocked on someone's door and went, do you know 30 or 40 years ago there was a Butlins here, and I know you're not a Butlins, you're just a house, but let me stay. And they would have gone, no, go away. So I didn't do that. So that would have been interesting. It's very isolating when I can't see the chat. I'm so sorry. Can you see the chat? Well, I'm not going to know if you can see the chat because I can't see you saying anything. It's like, what's the point? All right, so I'm just going to have to, in isolation, play my big old shiny guitar. It's a Fender? No, it's an Epiphone. Epiphone guitar. It sounds a bit weird. It's because I'm used to the other one. Because a snail is easily cracked. Hey, I tell you what happened. I looked out the window. Suddenly, I went into the kitchen yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I was like, what's that weird smell? And I realised it was raining, and there was, what's it called? Terpsichore. No, that's Muse of dance. No, it's petrichor. You can smell the petrichor. It smells mouldy, really. I was like, what? So I looked out the window, and then I realised there was a great big buddleia growing out the windowsill. And I hadn't noticed because it was a room that we don't use. It's in the back room. And it was like, and it's like really high. So I found, I started hitting it. I leaned out the window. I sort of climbed a ladder inside, and I leaned out of the window, and I started like thumping it to try and make it go. And it was really, really well. It's still there though. I taped a knife to the end of this broom handle, and I was it wouldn't come out. And then today I tried a chisel, and it still wouldn't come out because you can't really get purchase. You're just like, it's not coming out. It's like stuck. It's like it's like a plastic window, but it's like embedded inside, underneath into the old-fashioned the windowsill, and I'm not entirely sure how it got there, but it's there, and so the actual buddleia is gone, but the root is clinging. It's like, so that was really annoying because I felt all dizzy when I was like, because you know, like when you're trying to hit something and it's a long way away, it's like, so I was like floating and weird. Oh, and that's weird. You know, sometimes I've said that I get like hypnagogic effects and sort of night, not night terrors so much as night sleep paralysis. But the other day, was it 2 days ago? Maybe, was it the day I got back from Barry Island? I think it was, because I'd been, you know, maybe a little bit uptight and wandering around, and maybe I got a bit of heat stroke or whatever. But I was just laying here, and I've got like I've got these, right? Because I used to get like hallucinations, like, you know, when I'm going to sleep, you can see like green things and like outlines like cats and dogs and weird things, and it was horrible. And also there's a lot of, you know, light, so you put these on and you don't see light. So I had this on and I suddenly was like, I can see, it's like the lights had come on, but you can't see the lights coming on when you've got this on, because the whole point is you can't see it. But it was like, there's a light. I suddenly thought, there is a light, and I had sort of tossed and turned for a bit and not slept, but I thought, there's a light in this room, a really bright light. I can see the bright light, even though I couldn't see the bright light because I had this on me. And all of a sudden, it just felt like something was attacking me, and I was like, I felt like I was just like going like that and trying to push it away, push it away, push it away, and there was all noises and weirdness. And I was like, and panicking, going, no, and then I sort of like, and then at the end of it, it felt like I could actually see, even though I had this on, I could see like a screen in the corner of my room, and something was, some film or something was on it, but sort of like pixelated and a bit weird, and I could hear the noise of the film and everything, and then it suddenly faded away, and I was like, and then I was like, oh, and then I was like, because when that happens afterwards, you're like terrified when it's happening, but then afterwards you're just like, and then I went to sleep. So then I was like, oh, well, never mind. So either I had some sort of weird, because it was like, and it was really panicky, and I had a panic attack, and it was all weird and all flashing lights, even though there weren't really any flashing lights, and things attacking me, even though there weren't things attacking me, and me pushing away, even though I probably wasn't actually doing that. I was probably just laying here, but it felt like I was doing that. So I don't really know whether I was or not, because being so like an incubus or a succubus or an omnibus was being attacked by a giant bus, a mystical bus. So that was horrible. I hate it when that happens. That was slightly more unusual than usual, because usually I'm just like, and I can't move, but I felt like I was actually pushing out and like pushing it away and pushing it away from me, and it's like, get away from me, alien ghosty demon thing that doesn't exist. It's just a figment of my imagination because I couldn't sleep properly and I was probably on the verge of sleep. Hypnagogia, it's weird. I don't recommend it. But, you know, it's really terrifying, as I say, really terrifying when it happens, and then it just goes, and you're just like, well, that was that. What? No worries. That wasn't real, was it? No. But it feels real, and it's happening. It's pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. Anyway, so what I've been doing is trying to work on my show for Edinburgh. I haven't got any further, really. And also, suddenly somebody said, hey, because there's a digital fringe, and, you know, like I do that interview show, and there's other people who've got shows and stuff, and there's been a flurry of them coming in, and that Wee Blue Book is going to go to the publisher next week. So I suddenly got a message saying, hey, because usually I have all the shows on my website, and then there's a link to it, as well as on the Free Fringe site, because it doesn't go in the Wee Blue Book, but it goes on the app and the website, and then on my website usually, and I hadn't got round to it. So suddenly it was like, is it the same link? And I was like, I suppose so. I better make the site now. So I've been working on putting I haven't finished it, but I put the pictures on the site. So it's eliseharris.com/digital. So I put most of the shows and most of the pictures. There's a couple of pictures I don't think are still on there. And it was really faffy because it's a really basic system, the way that the HTML editor is just like awful. And I was trying, because it used to be, you'd put the picture in and you'd say how big you wanted them to be when you put them in. But for some reason now, you put them in and then you have to drag them into the right size. And it wasn't going. It was like, I'd drag them and I'd be like, and then it would just grow, and it'd be the whole page, and then and I'd be like, oh, I got it right, and I was like, I better save it before, and then it just grows as you're trying to go to save, to move the cursor. I do not know how you can actually do it so that you can make the picture go to the right size before, and then you don't have to drag it. It's not very sensitive, so that was very annoying. So I've got to add the text and the links to that, but I started on it, so it can go in, because it's another 2 weeks. 2 weeks until the show starts. So 2 weeks, and I've got 2 weeks until that goes live. But you know, you can look at them now. They're on the website now. So if anyone's got their digital show already up, you can probably go. This is a Doctor Who quiz, like a Doctor Who game show is one of them, and the game show is another one with Michael Broussard. Is it? Can't remember. And there's something called the C8 Collective that's got several things, like including a spooky story, Sandy's Terrors, which is spooky stories, and a couple of comedy things, and then they've got a podcast about going to Edinburgh. And then there's mine, which is me interviewing people up in Edinburgh, and I've got a load of people set up for that. So you can go see the old ones, but the new ones won't be out. Won't be out till August. And there's a few other things. What is there? Somebody's got a comedy show that they've got filmed, and I don't know, there's a couple of things. Some things like Peter Buckley Hill's stuff, and yeah, some other stuff. And then you can go see Spooky History and stuff like that, and Relics, which is my radio play thing. Oh, and there's a radio show. There's a radio show which is Ashfield, I can't remember, Ashfield FM, who are doing Fringe stuff, and they're sort of going through us as well. So yeah, it's all good. And today I was talking to somebody for their podcast, because it's the 30th anniversary of the Free Fringe. I haven't been doing it for 30 years, but it's been going for 30 years, and I'm involved with it. So I talked to them today, and I talked to somebody else last week. So I did 2 interviews with 2 different people about the Free Fringe. And I said really embarrassing things last week. I think today's went all right because I was holding myself back. But the one last week, I said some things that I'm like, I shouldn't have said any of that stuff. That's going to make me sound like a total... It's just like, I don't know what, a total something. Just completely like, what did I say that for? They must have thought so badly of me. And anyone that hears it's going to go, what? But it is what it is. I said what I said. I said what I said. I'm a bit coughing because there's dust all over this guitar from it being in the back room this whole time. Long time. Long time since I saw this guitar. It's a bit out of tune, I think. I used to like E. A7. I don't know. It's A something. D. Anyway, I can't play it, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Oh my goodness, it's so... Oh, I wish I could see the chat. It's just so annoying. I don't know whether it's because there's no power coming from this, or whether it's just... Can you see me? 4 people that hear. You can't, and if you can, I'm not going to see you say anything about that. So that's a bit pointless me asking, really, isn't it? It's come back. I accidentally went out and came back in, but the chat's come back. I can see it. Oh no, it's gone again. Something about Love Bucket. Thank you very much, Chase. Yay. I don't know what anyone said. It appeared and now it's gone again. I briefly had a glimpse into what people are saying about me. That's not very good. Oh, hello again. Roses for Love Bug. Hey, it's come back. Chat has come back. Chat has come back. Hooray, hooray, hooray. I can see what you're at. Yay. Chat's come back. Briefly, I don't know whether it is going to go and come back again, but I saw it very briefly. I went away and I came back, so that was fun. So I've been to the seaside and I wanted to go to the seaside. I did want to go to that event. It was like a variety event with like all variety people from around South Wales, but I missed it. Chat is mercurial. Yes, it is very much like life. Life is made of mercury. It poisons you slowly, or not so slowly, very quickly, and then it melts all your organs and then you die. That's how it's like Mercury. Or if it's like Mercury, the planet, then it's a big hot ball. That's what life is, a big hot ball. Too close to the sun it is. Yeah, so I've got good news about Vampire Lestat. I finished reading the book, and I'm onto this one, Queen of the Damned, which I was going to read at the same time. It's not on until the 28th of July in Britain, but it is on. July the 28th. Hooray! A couple of days before I go to Edinburgh, and I booked my ticket up there, so I'm definitely going. It was good. I booked a ticket. Usually I can go through Birmingham, so I have to go to Newport and then stay about 4 hours in Birmingham and then travel the rest of the way. But this time I did it, and I was going to do the same thing. I was like, how can I do it? And it wouldn't show it me. It would show me going to London and then going all the way up, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, what do I do? So I was like, well, I will book the Birmingham to Edinburgh part first and then see how to get to Birmingham, because maybe that's why it's not showing up. Maybe there's a big gap in between. So I did that and I was like, hey, I've done it. There's a 5-hour gap in between after I get to Birmingham. But then I thought, hang on. Usually when I've done it, I've gone to Birmingham and I've got to Birmingham at about 4 o'clock. I've set off at about 4 or 5 o'clock and I'm there about 8, and it's not 5 hours, it's only like 3 hours. Have I done something wrong? And then I looked at my ticket and I realised I have to go to Bristol and wait for 2 hours in Bristol before I get to Birmingham. Another trap. So I was like, so I have to go to Newport and then I have to go to Bristol and then I have to wait in Bristol and then I have to go to Birmingham and then I have to wait in Birmingham and then I have to travel for like 9 hours overnight to get to Edinburgh. So it's a bit of a faff, but it's cheaper. So that's it. So this is linked because last 2 years ago I downloaded all the Vampire Lestat because the internet was a bit patchy too. So I downloaded it onto a little old Kindle Fire thing. And then I watched the interview with the vampire 2 years ago when that came out. So what I can do now is do that with the interview with the vampire and watch that in the 5 hours that I'm waiting around. And also read my book. So I'm going to carry a big pile of books and watch some videos and just eat some snacks and wait for 5 hours in Birmingham Station. And that would be good, but they close all the cafes at about 5 o'clock, which is about the time I get there. So there's a couple of cafes, but they're all closed. So you can't go to the cafe. A couple of vending machines there. And it's really dull. And the internet's not really there. It's a bit patchy. And it's just annoying. And if you want to go to the loo, you have to pay money. It's not free. It's like, so you have to save it all up for a special occasion. Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, that's what. I don't know whether chat's gone again. Chat has gone again, or whoever has it. If anyone says something, say something, and if it appears, then I'll know. The chat hasn't disappeared. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. La, 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 la. Apparently, Ghost is coming soon, but I don't know when. The film is coming soon, but not soon enough. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I need to work. I've got another 2 weeks to finish my show. Now I've got bits of it. It might end up changing when I'm up there. It's just very much just when you are doing it in front of a live audience, things change anyway. So that's probably what's going to happen. However solid I think it is on the first day, it usually has changed by the second week or the second day. Sometimes I've abandoned the whole thing. So yeah. So it is what it is. And people in these 2 interviews I've done, tell us about your show. It's like, I have to think of something to tell you about the show. So that's fun. I'm going to finish it off, make some tweaks. Tweak. I'm doing also pear-shaped on the 28th of, the 28th, same day as the stat comes out. Yay. So, busy day. So, I know that Vampire Stat's finished in America, finishing soon now. Now, thank you for joining me, by the way, because you could be watching Argentina play Spain, and then a special thing in the middle where they sing a refrain. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be a special mid-match show, a halftime show. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. It's all a bit weird. It's a bit controversial as well. Argentina held up a sign that they shouldn't have done. And if anybody else had done it any other time, they would have been disqualified for being political. But no, because Argentina is a best friend of somebody in particular who's also interfered a few times in this World Cup. I take it you're not interested in that because you're watching me. And I am like the polar opposite to the World Cup. It's like, here is a World Cup, it's made of balls. Here is me, and I'm very, very small. I'm tiny, like a little tiny bee. Yay, a little bee. A little tiny bee that's the opposite of the World Cup. I'm not sure how that works, really. But yes, I'm not the opposite of the World Cup. The polar opposite of the World Cup would be the universal plate. No, is a cup. What's the opposite to cup? The opposite to cup is bowl. No, that's not the opposite because they're both bowl shaped. Even a cup is bowl shaped. So the opposite of a cup would be something, because a cup holds things. So the opposite to something that holds things is something that gets rid of stuff. So it would be a hose. Hose is an opposite to the cup. And then world, the opposite to a world is a space. So it's the space hose. That sounds like the space hose. That doesn't sound like what I think it sounds like. Now I realise space hose, that does sound like a Russ Meyer film. Really? Yay! Those skanky space hose. Yeah. Probably best leave it now there. All right, so if anyone can chat, I can't see it anyway. It's all gone, disappeared. The mercurial chat. The mercurial chat is the opposite to the World Cup. Yeah. Anyway, the World Cup's probably going to go, and either Spain or Argentina are going to win. Almost certainly. Because I just asked my dad who's watching it, and I said, hey Dad, which one did you want to win? And he said Italy, and I was like, that'd be a good one. Yeah, and he went, I was like, yeah, they're not playing, are they? And he's like, how dare you question me? It's like, okay, Italy then, Italy it is. Yeah, he didn't say how dare you question me. He just looked a bit like, Anyway, I think that one of those will win. Almost certainly, unless a certain orange-haired faced person comes and goes, no, I'm not giving it to them, I'm going to give it to my best friends. I'm going to give it to, who's his best friend? Who knows? Nobody's his best friend. Now, I do need to, I don't know whether it's in tune or not. Anyway, I will leave that and I will work on that. Hey, USA. That's probably who's going to win the World Cup. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Have a very good week. I'm probably not going to go to the seaside this week. Who knows? There's a new coffee shop that's open near me. Woohoo! I'm going to have a cup of coffee in a coffee shop. That'll be an exciting thing to do. Probably will be my highlight of my week if I do that. They're very expensive coffee considering it's in the middle of nowhere, this place. Anyway, this whole place. All right, I don't know what anyone said to me, but I wish you luck and regards and love and happiness and things. Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.